In a nationally televised speech last night, you may have watched it, the president ordered 30,000 more U.S. forces to that country. Well, joining us now with reaction is local Congressman Brian Bilbray. He's on the phone with us live right now. Good morning, Congressman.
Good morning.
So I'm assuming you watched the speech last night. What was your reaction?
I think it was by far the best speech I've ever seen him given. I think you saw details and really articulated his strategy. You know, traditionally, a candidate, while he was a candidate, everything was general and broad, but this issue brought him down to having to start being the president rather than the candidate for president, and I think he really did well. I think he worked on it. I don't think it's as easy for him as he makes it look. He's not a Ronald Reagan. I think he's the best speaker we've had since Ronald Reagan. But you could tell he had really worked on the details and on that close. I mean, he had practiced that close very well. The breakaway from the teleprompter, which has been a sort of a blessing and a curse for him here in Washington. A lot of people joke around a lot about that here. But that breaking away from the teleprompter and looking the American people right in the eye, that last statement, I think was very well executed. And I think that you can't fault, you definitely couldn't fault the speech in any manner, in my opinion.
No, a lot of people do agree with you on that aspect, but this morning, I mean, whether it's reaction from Capitol Hill or just normal people that are just blogging and giving their reaction, a lot may be saying 30,000 troops, some are saying not enough. What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm concerned that it's not enough, but I think the fact is that everybody is forgetting that the troops should be only there for us to go in and straighten out the mess. And nobody's talking about the underlying issue. The troops are just a means to an end. And that is to create an atmosphere where we can go in and build a political and economic structure that can stand on its own. And one of the scary things that I'm worried about is nobody in Washington is talking about the fact that, you know, we've allowed the federal government of Afghanistan to totally eliminate or avoid having mayors, council members, governors, state legislatures. And we may think that that's not important, but look at our country and think about how you would feel if the only government you had was Washington, D.C., and even the congressmen in Afghanistan right now aren't elected out in the rural areas where 80% of the people live. They're all elected in the cities where only 20%. So they're living in a country, in a village, that they'll never be able to elect a mayor, a council member, a governor, or even meet a congressman. I think that we're just forgetting that those are important things that have to be done first.
Right, and it is a world that probably a lot of people have a hard time understanding, that things are very different over there than what we see on a daily basis here, which brings me to the question, well, what happens? Because, I mean, 18 months, that's not a lot of time. What if the mission and the things that they want to accomplish can't be done? Then what?
Well, and that's the big question. I think that's the scary thing is I think anybody in a debate with the president would have called him down on this speech that he says this is absolutely essential. There's no way we can just walk away from this. It's a critical for our national defense. And then the next phrase he says, but we're going to leave it after 18 months. I think I have to believe that he saw this as a way of making the Afghanis start having to, belly up to the bar and start taking over responsibilities that we've been too much of enablers doing it for them. And frankly, I just hope that we understand that not only teaching them to fight, but teaching them to govern like we did in the Ambar Triangle. Frankly, I saw our Marines, once they secured Ambar, were teaching city council meetings, teaching how to be a mayor, teaching how to participate in local government, and don't expect Baghdad to do everything for you. You got to pull together as a community. I think that that's going to be a real problem of setting that arbitrary date, but still trying to sell it to the American people that this is an essential thing that has to be done now. Well, but remember, a lot of people really attacked the previous president for his so-called surge, and I think any reasonable person would say right now it was very successful, and those who that said that was absolutely wrong, not to just pull out of Iraq immediately, are going to be the same people who attack this president for not doing the same thing.
Well, Congressman Brian Bilbray, thank you so much for joining us and giving us your reaction this morning. Have a wonderful day. And Raul, I mean, really, the reactions are all around on Facebook and Twitter. Yeah. Everyone's talking about it today, and on both sides. On both sides.
Yeah, we're going to have a